Hello, welcome to the West Ham Way YouTube. Myself, Mark Carlaw, and Mr. Riley Finch. Mate, got to talk about Lucas Paqueta. He's obviously a record signing in the summer. A lot of excitement around the club and the fan base, getting this player in, and Brazilian playmaker. I think they're number one playmaker. Really, let's be honest, a signing that I think has created so much excitement, and for me included. We're now 17 games into the season. Obviously, we've had our Europa Conference League run and a couple of cup things. I don't know about you, mate, but I'm so far, and I think I'm pretty sure you're John. I'm pretty underwhelmed at the moment with Paqueta. I'm not really seeing much, and I'm getting quite a lot of stick on Twitter for this because I tweeted something. I think it was this morning, and just said, so far or to date, a flop really. That we've, what a waste of money. What have we spent our money on? And I still stand by that. I'm not having a go at the player, although I do think he has to be criticised a bit. But at the moment, I'm more just saying. My point is, why have we bought him? Like, why have you spent £50 million on a player that you then go, well, I don't know what to do with him. I don't know. Don't really have a system that works for this player. It's like, well, didn't you know this when you bought him? Like, why have you done this? Like, it's just bizarre. And yeah, I just want to get your first of all. What's your thoughts on it? Where's your views at the moment on Mr. Lucas?
Well, I think the one thing I do disagree with you on Paqueta is you do say this thing. You say he's not a number 10, but at Lyon he played as a number 10. That was his position. It was a number 10. He can play the number 10. He's played the number 10, and he was probably brought in to be a number 10 for West Ham United. And that was shown because we went in for Vanaken, or whatever his name was, from the Club Bruges. It was obvious that he was brought in as a number 10. So the fact that we're playing as number 10 is fair enough. He's being played in his position. I think it has now become apparent that maybe he's better suited to a number 8. That's fair enough. But what I would say is I just don't understand what the tactics are in Moyes' squad. So we bought Emerson, who is a wing-back. We don't play a wing-back system. We bought Scamacca, who's a deep-lying forward, and we don't really play. We could almost play like an inverted forward. We've got Bowen, who is an inverted forward. He's an inside winger. He likes to cut in. But then we've also got Benrahma, who's like a wide, deep playmaker. We've got Fornals, who's supposed to be playing as a 10, but he plays on the left. We've got Rice, who's supposed to be a 6, but he's playing as an 8 and a 6. We've got Souček, who's supposed to be a 6, but also plays as an 8, but then also plays as a 6, plays as a fucking 14. I don't know what he plays as. We've got one goalkeeper who is based on being a shot stopper, and we've got another goalkeeper whose biggest attribute is building from the back. We've got Aged, who is a brilliant ball-playing defender, better suited for playing in a back 3. But then we've also got fucking Ogbonna, who's like an out-and-out centre-back, same as Zuma, same as Dawson, Tilo Kehrer, who's supposed to be a ball-playing centre-back as well. If you play Football Manager, mate, and you've got I know it's a bit of a weird comparison, but you play Football Manager, you've got all the players listed down there, you've got all of their preferred positions, whatever, and you just think to yourself, I don't see where the squad comes together. I don't see where this group of players then comes into a squad, a cohesive squad. I don't understand, if you have that list of players, where Moyes' vision is for his system or what he wants West Ham to even be. So, we can sit here and criticise Paqueta, and he's not been good. He hasn't. But I just don't understand what anyone's role is in the system. Do we want to play a 4-3-3? Do we want to play a 4-2-3-1? Do we want to play a 3 at the back? I don't get it. I
don't. I'd love to know what the recruitment process is at West Ham. I really want to understand what they do. Like,
do you think they understand it?
No, I don't. I mean, it seems there's obviously something wrong at the football club when it comes to recruitment, because they don't seem to have a plan. It always seems to be. I mean, X covers it, right? And how many players does X list out every window? It's like we're interested in about 80 players. Like, why? You should know the guy you want. Well, that's the guy I want. That is the. You should go right. I want to find a fast, right wing back. That's who I want to find. You don't just give me a list of right backs, put bids in for all of them, whoever we fucking get, brilliant, bring them in. Are they quick? Don't matter. They're in. We've got a right back. That's kind of how it feels like. That's what we're doing. It's like they've just gone. We need a number 10. We need an expensive player that's going to show the fans we mean business. And they've just got a list of, say, 10 players. Paqueta was probably on that list, and they put bids out for all of them. That one came back in. They went, yeah, we're interested, and we've got the deal done. And they've just got there, David Moyes, there's your number 10. And he's just going, I don't know what to do with him. I don't. That's how. I'm guessing that's what it's like. I might be completely wrong there, and I'm probably
but put it in contrast,
like that, doesn't it? Like you say, then it's like you've got to get in the group of players and then right. So what's his attributes? And they're going right. yeah, he's good at this, he's good at that. Well, hang on, where's he going to fit? It's just odd. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like,
I'm 100% on board. I'm 100% on board with you. I mean, you look at the clubs that are doing so well at the moment. Arsenal, they didn't go out and buy the best striker. They went out and bought the best striker for Arsenal Football Club. You know, I don't like. They went out. They knew they needed a striker who's going to drop deep and integrate players like Martinelli and Saka. And look how well they're doing this fucking season. They know they needed to get a proper centre back in. They brought in a proper centre back. Look at Newcastle. They knew what they needed. They needed a proper number 9. They brought in Alexander Isak. They know they need a better right back. You know, they knew they needed a proper number 6. They brought in Bruno Guimaraes. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand it. I mean, look at Broja and Scamacca, probably our 2 most important players in the windows who we were going to go for, and they couldn't be more different.
Exactly.
Surely you'd be looking at the position and the role as opposed to who's the best striker in the moment. It just doesn't make any sense.
I agree. They're not thinking about the attributes of the player or thinking about the system it fits. It's just let's find a... And it always seems to be the same as how we operate all the time. It's just a pot luck how we get on with it. Like, yeah, they fit in. If they don't, oh, sod it hasn't worked. Like, I'm not criticising too much about Scamacca because Paqueta, because I appreciate he has come over and he's got a set. I do kind of have a bit of sympathy, and but at the same time, yes, I think that he was again one of those players like we've just said. I think was just on a list, and they just put bids out. We got him in, and that's what happened. I don't think he was necessarily the number 1 target. Because what's really weird is, if you remember on the window, and when X was giving us updates and what have you, what's going on, the only player I can recall him ever saying that was David Moyes' number 1 choice was Aguerd. It's the only player that he really wanted him.
Broja.
And even Moyes, Broja. Moyes said it last season, apparently. I think he said it recently and said, about Aguerd when he was on the press conference. He said, we've been after him for 2 years. I've been trying to get him at West Ham, and then we finally got him. He never says that about Paqueta. He never says that about Scamacca. I just think at the time these players are just handed to him. Like we're getting you a player in. It doesn't matter if they're fast or slow or if they're strong or weak, whatever. It's just like you've got a striker, fucking make it work. And I think that's what's happening. And I think we're seeing that with Paqueta massively at the moment because I just don't think there's a system for him. We don't know how to use him. Having said that as well with Paqueta, which I do feel for him in that regard, but I think he can't be immune from criticism either. I mean, bloody hell, we spent a lot of money on him, and people go, yeah, he's got to settle, but come on, like, he's been here nearly 6 months now. I mean, you can't just keep saying he needs more time. Well, he's a bloody just smashed it for Brazil in the World Cup, looking great. I mean, he can't be that bad. He's got that time he starts stepping up a bit and starts showing us what we've got on our hands, because I'm sorry, mate. I mean, I don't want to criticise one of our players because I don't feel like we're bringing the mood down all the time, especially where things are. But it is a bit like, have we seen anything of Paqueta? Because I really haven't. I was watching him against Brentford, and okay, he looks good on the ball. He's a bit of running. He looks like he's trying to make something happen, and that's all great. But ultimately, his passing was pretty wayward. I don't recall him. Has he had a shot for West Ham yet? I don't really recall a moment where I've gone bloody hell. That was quite exciting.
He's had a fair few shots, but he ain't scored any goals for us yet. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. So. It's a weird one with Paqueta, but like I think there is something to be said to where we're not playing well. And obviously there's very few people you can look at in this team right now and think to yourself. I mean, if Declan Rice was a new signing, would you be criticising him? To be honest, I mean, I think maybe you could.
I don't know. I think it depends. I mean, I think actually Rice has been okay this season. He's obviously not his best, but you're right. I appreciate we're in a bad form, so you can't. It's very hard to criticise, but individuals too much. But I mean, collectively though, I think it's time now. The likes of Bowen, Scamacca, Paqueta, right, all these our top players need to bloody start looking in the mirror and going, right, no more fucking. We need to settle. We're waiting to get the system. Just get on with it now. We want to start seeing, because Rice said in his post-match press conference. And he says this quite a lot, and it's like a famous line. They'll say, "Oh, you want to see what I see on the training ground? Oh, the quality we see. I see every day. Scamacca smashing in goals. We'll start doing it on the pitch now, then, because I'm not being rude. We paid £35 million for you, and you're telling me every day he's scoring goals for fun in training. Well, it's about time we start seeing it on the actual bloody pitch, because training doesn't really mean anything." And he said that about Paqueta. When what an unbelievable talent he is. It's like, well, I've not seen it, and the fans are getting a bit. I'm getting a bit restless now. I'm watching it thinking, I'm just getting a bit bored of hearing how great they all are behind the scenes and how great they are for their countries and stuff. But when it comes to putting on a shirt, playing against Brentford, they suddenly look fucking abject and just look a bit like lost and shrugging shoulders and not really bothered. I mean, I saw a moment with Paqueta yesterday when he passed the ball. I think it was either to Emerson. I think Emerson was like chasing the ball, and he put it like between two West Ham players, and they're sort of going like, yeah, look, here, and he's gone like that. He's paid it behind him. He's gone to a Brentford player, and then Paqueta threw his arms up in the air as if to sort of have a go at Emerson. And I'm thinking, it was your fault. Like, he said to you, put the ball here, you put it behind him. And it was just a bit like, you're thinking to yourself, fucking hell, he's like a £50 million football player.
Yeah, I
he
think
can't even pass a ball, you know? You think he's a bit worrying, you know?
I think, if you're not playing well as a team, that's fair enough. If you're not scoring the goals or getting the assists or whatever, you're not playing well as a team, that's forgivable. If you're not doing the basics right, then, I mean, you've got to hold your hands up. I mean, look how crap we were that first season at the London Stadium.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Payet was a fucking gem in that team.
Absolutely.
He still performed every single week. He was a shining light.
Let's not forget, Dimitri Payet came from League One. When they can go, well, he's come from a different league, Paqueta. It takes him time to... Well, it didn't really disrupt Payet, did it? Because he came into the Premier League and was pretty much, arguably, probably the top 3 players in the league in his first season. Now, I appreciate that's an example that's probably a bit harsh because he was that good and it was exceptional. But I would expect a bit more now. And I don't want to keep criticising Paqueta because I'm sure he'll become good and I really hope he does. But, the way... And Declan Rice again said this as well, and he said that the players are letting down the manager, and I think that's what he means. Like, we've got all this talent, we've got all these players, and they're just not delivering. And it's getting a bit now to a point where it's about bloody time they started delivering. It's about time we started seeing Scamacca being the player we've been told he is. It's about time we started seeing this Brazilian playmaker and this genius who's apparently got an abundance of talent. It's like, well, start playing them, start showing us it. Same for Bowen, same for Antonio. These players need to start stepping up and start delivering now because. The time's ticking on this season, and before we know it, we're going to be in a mire. And I don't think we're going to go down. I really don't. I'm still. I would actually say I'm probably 95% confident at that.
Only 95.
Yeah, I think no. I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. I really don't believe that we are going to go down. And I even say that even if we kept David Moyes all season, I actually still believe he'd probably get us out of this. But let's be honest, mate, this is not what we signed up for this season. This wasn't what we're supposed to be doing. We shouldn't have been talking about relegation. And I don't really want to think about it. I'd rather us be in the mindset of saying, right, look, we've got these 3 games coming up. We need to win 2 of them. We've then got to get some points. We really got to start getting ourselves into that top 10 and get ourselves out of this. I really, but, bloody hell, mate, we are running out of time. And it's about time the likes of Paqueta now started showing us what we've signed. Anyway.
Absolutely, mate.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.